Alright guys, sorry for the shaky camera. Olaf here quickly from LLC. Quick update. This is a 2006 Chevrolet Aveo I'm working on. And somehow a mechanic screwed up by putting up the strut mount bushings upside down, which resulted in a lot of play. So this strut was actually moving back and forth, and he not only did it once, he actually did it twice. As you guys can see here, with that big play here, I can put my finger in between and it's no further being able to be compressed. As you guys can see, there's way too much play in there. These two parts should be sandwiched this sheet metal together so it doesn't move up and down. So this one was replaced, but again, mechanic screwed up, put it in the wrong way. I'll show you guys here in a second. So here's a strut being removed. It's a dome shape, and if you don't know better, you might screw it up, but as you can see, the dome shape on this side matches it, but that's the wrong side. That's actually this side, which goes further up. That's why this nut shouldn't be exposed like this. I'll show you guys once I get this quickly compressed and removed. These are two spring compression clamps I got from Harbor Freight. They do the job on very small, up to 1/2 inch coil springs, no problem. Anything bigger, you should get something a little bit more beefy. Be right back, guys.
So, I removed the strut from the vehicle, as you guys can see, and I'm compressing the springs with spring compressors. I used an impact wrench to actually get it compressed right. Be careful when you do this type of work, make sure that you use the proper equipment. Again, Olaf here from LSE. So, on this Aveo Chevy, a mechanic did the work as good as he could, but he installed the bearing bushing the wrong way. So when you apply these clamps, as you see, I'm tightening and loosening it again. If you use two clamps, please use them correctly on the opposite side of each other. So right now I'm readjusting and just making sure it sits in the right spot so it compresses the spring evenly on both sides. You only need two of them. You can work with more, but two is all you really need. This is pretty dangerous work, so make sure that you wear your PPE equipment correctly and that you know what you're doing. Don't cheap out. Don't use anything like zip ties or something else which is not rated actually for compressing springs. These springs are relatively small and lightweight, but still, if those springs release, there's a force of over 1 ton behind that spring when it's compressed. So don't take it as a joke. As you see, I'm using the impact to compress it right so that I can actually release the center nut, and you have to use 2 wrenches in order to get it completely removed. As you can see, you use the inside one with a wrench, and then you use on the outside, I think it's a 22 I ended up with at the end, 22 millimeter, to actually get that nut removed from the strut itself. I'm using right now, as you can see, I'm trying to get the leverage so my wrench is actually helping me to loosen up that bolt. The nut.
Actually, I have a 22 wrench. That works. So, getting better leverage. There you go. Just break it loose. Because you now compress the spring, it will not completely explode on you. So, get this out. Alright guys, I'm back. So, the mounting again is wrong. So I was looking at it. You can fit it this way, or you can fit it the right way. This is supposed to be the right way. So they sit inside. So in other words, a lot of mechanics do that wrong. So once you have that on, push this one on, and this one goes this way, and not the other way. So let me see that I get you guys onto a stand so we can see a little bit more. Hope you guys can see me now good. So these struts are a pain in the rear, but a lot of mechanics doing it wrong, and that's where the problem comes from. Look at the Pontiac G3 and you'll find out what you screw up. So the assembly is as follows. You have your strut itself, your spring. You don't see a damper here. There's no damper inside. Put the boot on. Make sure you have the end part lining up. Here's your spring from before. You put this on. You bolt this down. And this boot actually, I was looking at it, and a lot of people have it mounted like this. This is reverse. It has to be this way. So it actually sits and rides on top. And then the bolt goes on. You bolt it all down. So I'm looking right now. I have the wrong bolt. Not too much space there. So I'm putting this one just in between. Now, this is your standard 22 millimeter bolt. So, I'm going to do it like this. there's your 9mm. Maybe not the safest way right now, so pay attention to what you're doing. Bolt it all the way down. So now you get into the spring action. That's one of my neighbors. So right, so now it's the way it should be installed. Help. It's holding in place the way it should be. Because now, when you put the boot on, the boot goes down into the hole. And as soon as you put this one now on, it will compress correctly. I had a feeling when I was looking at it, and I saw other mechanics had these boots reverse on, because it makes sense, it fits in to this cup, but then you don't have the depth like you should have. So now this is assembled correctly. So let's see. Yeah, it's pretty darn tight on. I don't think we're gonna have I'm gonna do some more compression here quickly, just to get this spring further down. Always change between both sides to get even compression. Still have some space here. Yep. It's lined up correctly. put it in place correctly. Now you have your nut, your top washer. Let me guys show you what I mean with compress. So now the shoe is sitting where it's supposed to. You put this one on top, and as soon as you bolt this down, you compress the rubber on two seals down there and one seal here together, so your whole strut sits in place the way it should be. Now this is where a through hole ratchet like this one from Pittsburgh comes really in handy. This is a 14, need bigger. $19 mil, 3/4 opening. Adjust, and we have inside a 9 mil. And not getting far enough in yet. There you can see how it comes through. So I can set this on, and as soon as I'm turning, it plops down and interlocks with the 9 mil. Now you can see this stuff ain't moving anymore. Now just turn down here, but as you can see, now it's squished the way it should be in place. That's how it's supposed to sit. Let me take you guys. So down here, nothing is shaking. It's sitting firm the way it should be. And no more gap. That's how it's supposed to be.
Again, thanks for watching, guys, and here is the diagram actually of the Pontiac G3. You can Google it up, or you just pause the video. Again, please like and subscribe. Hit the bell item. We're posting at least 1 or 2 videos a week. So thanks again. Leave comments below. Have a blessed day.